Well, good afternoon. It is Thursday, January 1st, 2026. So happy New Year to everybody. And it's snowing again. It had been warm all of last week. And then, I don't remember what day it was. It got cold again, very cold. And then warmer yesterday, and then it's colder today. I think it's 14 or 15 degrees outside right now. I need to put the cat down so I don't carry him all the way out back. You can go. And it's snowing. There's probably another new inch and a half today. And then there was some yesterday, day before maybe. But heading out, door's frozen on the tractor, to clean the barn. Ideally, I would bring a bale in the shed and feed the cows a little bit of hay first. But seeing as I already have the spreader on, this is probably gonna shut off. Yep. It's got a safety in there for the oil pump. When the oil doesn't start pumping right away, it will automatically shut the tractor off to prevent damage. So just keep restarting it until the oil starts pumping, which I believe it has now. Just a little bit of throttle. Alright, I believe I was talking about bringing a bale in the barn. I'll bring it in, but I already have the spreader on, so I'm going to get that done first. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, also, one more thing. You might notice my voice is a little bit off. I don't know how off it is because I've been listening to it for about 5 days or so. But I've been dealing with a bit of a cold, so if my voice sounds a little bit off, that's why. Snowy heifers. Hi, Valerie. Maybe while I'm out here, I should just top off their feeder a little bit. Of course, these guys during the winter, their coats grow nice and long, so they stay nice and warm. So that one right there is just sitting down, getting snowed on. They don't really seem to care. They're pretty nice and warm and content. I believe I'm gonna top this off while I wait for the tractor to heat up. Whew. That's cold. You know, I'm sitting in the tractor here thinking about how it's 2026 now, and it dawned upon me that I haven't showered since last year. It feels like it was just yesterday though. You know, a couple weeks ago I wasn't really sad to see the snow go, but a couple weeks later I am not sad to see the snow back either, because it just makes everything look so clean and nice, like just looks very nice and beautiful. Well, there's one heifer in the shed. These ones are also still just kind of sitting outside, doing their thing. But now I'm back to the frozen tractor ruts. So it's all bumpy. Well, I had to put the camera down and readjust to get it backed in here, but it's backed in now, so I'm going to go clean up the barn and turn it on. And I think this time, last time I did a time-lapse from inside the barn of cleaning it. This time I'm going to do a time-lapse from outside the barn and filling up the spreader and see how that goes. lucky for me in this snow, since the snow is not very deep, I can see where my tracks were from the previous day. And nothing is frozen. So let me know what you think about those time lapses. I don't want to overuse my ability to make time lapses, but I think it's a great way for me to capture a lot on film without making my videos twice or 3 times as long and keeping it interesting. But again, I don't want to overuse the time lapse ability that I have on this camera. But I think it's fun. Alright, I've switched from the spreader to the bale knife. I'm going to drive down to the barn and bring in a bale that I actually brought home to the barn and took the plastic off of yesterday. I was finding a bale for the heifers, or trying to, and I brought this home thinking it was a grassy bale, which is what I like feeding to the heifers because it is of a lower quality, save the high quality stuff for the milking herd. But I grabbed this bale and took the plastic off. It turns out that this was first crop alfalfa, which is some pretty good quality feed, so I didn't want to feed it to the heifers because the heifers would waste it all over the ground in the round feeder, and they really just don't need or require that level of nutrition. Alright, I've got the strings off the bale, so we'll see how this one cuts once I get turned around here. This is alfalfa, and what I like about cutting alfalfa bales in half is the thick alfalfa stems offer a lot more resistance to the cutting edge, which is a sharp cutting edge that we do sharpen, and you need to keep sharp. It offers a lot more resistance to that edge, so the edge just slices right through it, rather than grass where it's just these little spindly things. It kind of hits those and they just bend or smush rather than just slice right through. So we'll see how this one cuts. Appears I missed a couple of strings. There we go. Okay. So yes, this is what I was talking about. When you're splitting it open, I don't know how well this action camera will focus, but you have these nice stems of alfalfa. Makes it a lot nicer for that knife to get just a nice clean cut. Nice smooth walls of the bale there. Nice clean cut. So this, you can tell it's first crop because it's got some more taller grass in it. Can't really find seed heads. Yeah, here we go. Some seed heads of grass. Because our alfalfa is typically mixed with an alfalfa grass mix. Hello.
Hello.
Anything you'd like to say while I have the camera rolling here?
Happy New Year, everybody. I should say a joyous new year.
Joyous New Year.
A joyous new year.
What's bad about happy? Are you talking about the pastor's message on Sunday?
Pastor's message. Well, happiness depends on circumstances.
Right.
Having the joy of the Lord can be with you all the time. If you rest and have peace in the Lord, you can still have joy even in the midst of terrible circumstances.
Due to international copyright laws, we cannot have fun listening to Christmas music while we film a YouTube video. Correct, Bella? What were you saying?
I was just saying that you are not copyrighted, so you could sing Christmas carols to them while you do your work.
Oh yeah. What carol should I sing?
I don't know. What's your favorite carol?
I don't know. My voice isn't very good right now. Anyway, I'm not sure.
It's still better. It's better than some of the people on the radio.
This is true. This is true. Okay, my dad has been busy, so the gutters have not been bedded yet. So that will be my next job here, is to bed the gutters, which you'll just pull dirty bedding, preferably wet bedding, out of the stall straight back into the gutter to bed it nicely so that the manure moves out like a pack rather than slurry. This is also a good chance to explain a question that has been asked a couple of times of if we are allowed to haul our manure all winter long, which yes we are in this state of Wisconsin. We live in south central Wisconsin, and we've always hauled our manure all winter long rather than letting it stack up and hauling it all out in the spring. Right, Faith? Keeps everything nice and clean, right? Ooh. Better watch it. You're gonna hit everybody with your head. Yeah. Ow. Right. The cows just got fed their ground corn. I don't know if there's anything. I don't know if there's anything mixed into it. I think there is, but I don't know what. Otherwise, it's mainly ground corn that they get twice a day. Yep. Oh. Yep. I will also answer another question that was asked on, I believe, the last video on what are the rake things above the cows' backs. These are what we call trainers, and they are powered, they all hang on a wire that is powered by a low power electric fencer, so it doesn't hurt them too badly. Just gives them a little bit of a, hey, if they start going to the bathroom and they are too far forward in their stall, they arch their back when they go to the bathroom. So the idea is their back lightly touches that, they get a little bit of a shock, and they step backward to get their manure in the gutter rather than in their stall. Because it's actually for their better good, because it's nicer for them to have in their gutter and have a nice dry stall to sit down in rather than fill their stall full of manure and sit down in it, which does still happen sometimes. And then they're all dirty and cold and wet, and it's not very nice. So it's as simple as that for bedding gutters. Grab as much wet bedding or dirty bedding as I can out of the stall and put it in the gutter. Usually wet bedding will be underneath the water cups because the cows will spill a little bit while they drink. But not to worry about me taking their bedding either. because they will have new bedding within the next couple of hours, whether that's before milking or after milking. It depends on the day and when my dad has time to do it, really. Alright, gutters are all bedded and looking nice, so I believe I'm going to do one more thing before milking time comes around here. And give these cows just a small, light little snack of this alfalfa that I brought in, so they can munch on that just before and during milking before I give them their meal for overnight. Alright, I believe that's going to be it for this week's video with the cows fed and all, and after this I'm going to take the camera in the house, come back out, and we're going to get started on milking chores. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope everybody has a happy new year, a joyful new year, and yeah, that's it. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.